YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Prince here with another video. It's wrong bike. Sorry, doing a video on this here Street Glide. I've only owned the bike for 4 days now. Just bought the bike last week, Thursday. I want to do a quick little review about it because I was doing a lot of videos, watching a lot of videos, and I haven't seen none. Showed me some of the things that I'm about to show you. So, in case you were looking to buy a Street Glide, these are some of the things that I think are neat. Let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is, look how dope it look. Don't get me wrong, this is a Honda VTX. I mean, a lot of people mistake it for a Street Glide at first glance, but it's the real deal here. So, got a bike last week, Thursday morning, from a guy in Ocala. Drove out there, hour and some change from Jacksonville area, and got the oil change, got it registered that same day. Hopped on it on Friday morning, rode it 5.5 hours to Miami. Once I got in Miami, I then rode an additional couple of hours further south. Don't know what city I turned around in. And the following day, I actually came back. Today is now Monday. Got back yesterday. So, in the last 4 days, or 3 days, I put 1,000 miles on the bike. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about with the bike that I think are very neat, cool little add-ons to a bike that make it far more comfortable as an owner. One of the cool things I like is the kickstand. When I first got the bike and I was checking it out, the kickstand felt rather sketchy. So when you actually put the kickstand down and you actually lay the bike on the ground, if you take a look right here, the kickstand falls inside this groove here, like so. Like I'm gonna push up on it, so simulating that there's weight on the kickstand. So it falls between that groove. If you guys notice, I love that feature. It gives you that added security to know that your bike won't tip over. And I just think that's cool. I haven't seen a kickstand. Most kickstands you just put down and that's it. But this one here falls in between the groove. And that's dope. So parking it on hills, things like that, you got that security. Not that I would park my bike on a hill, but you got that added security. So I really like that. Another major thing that I really like about the bike, the fuel tank. We got a 6-gallon tank here. Now, although the guy told me that he had a stage 2 kit put on this with the whole shebang with the cams and everything, still in the process of understanding what that means. However, it still feels rather slow to me because I'm coming from a VTX 1800. And if you don't know anything about the VTX 1800, you better ask somebody. But the video is not about the VTX 1800. It's about this Street Glide here. This is the 2009 model. So I have a 96 cubic inch motor on there, which is equivalent to 15 and some change. Yes, I went down in motor size for many reasons. I want to use this bike more for touring and traveling and long distances. Just that Miami run was it was my test run for the bike for the major runs. It's about to go down with the bike. I do intend on riding out to Cali from Florida. I do intend on going from California to New York and so forth, but it's another story for another day. The fuel, I was able to get 220 miles out this tank cruising at roughly 75, 70 miles an hour. Really love that. Really love the fuel. Also, the handling when cutting through the wind, I love that. It handles a lot better, in my opinion. I've ridden many bikes with bat wings, and so this one does. It's a bat wing, but it's not. The bike wasn't designed for a bat wing, so it hits different when that wind hit it. Aerodynamics. So with the Harley being designed with the bat wing makes that much of a difference for cutting through that wind. But when it comes to handling, the bike feel like a boat. I'm not even gonna lie. It takes some adjusting, as far as turning. It feels a lot heavier. It feels like, putting your feet on the ground and backing it up feels relatively not, I wouldn't necessarily say hard, but it feels heavy. Okay. So, but aerodynamics, I give this thing 2 thumbs up, So another cool, neat feature that I didn't know that the Harley had was it has on the gauge, it'll read it right in here, and it would tell you how many miles you have until empty. I thought that was real cool. Didn't know that it would do that, but when I, excuse me, when I first saw the number up there, I was like, 80. What the hell is this 84? And then I saw that 80 drop down to 79, and obviously so forth and so on, until I realized after my second tank that the bike, it had that mouse to empty. So I thought that was real cool. None of the bikes I've had actually had that feature, so I thought that was really, really, really dope. The fact that it has a fuel gauge is dope in itself, if you ask me. But that's one of the things. Another thing I think that's real neat and dope about the Street Glide is that it has self-canceling turning signals. Another thing I didn't know about the Street Glide, once I get into the turn, come out of the turn, signal cut off on its own. Didn't know it would, until I started riding. I was like, okay, that's cool. You don't have to worry about your turning signal staying on. Now, I haven't understood how it works, whether it's a device or a mechanism, something inside the bike to tell the lean angle or whatever. Don't know that yet, but it's cool. That's it. That's what I want to do. Music actually turns up and turns down as you accelerate and decelerate in speed. So once you slow down, this music will actually turn down, and as you pick up speed, it would actually go louder. That is a definite cool feature that I didn't know the Street Glide had. Another feature about the bike, and I think it's like really neat. I mean, all of these features I think are real neat, but another one is when you reach 6th gear, because this is a 6-speed, there's a green number 6 that'll pop up on the dash telling you that you are in 6th gear. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but I am so used to when I get up to the highest gear of a bike, I always try to go up to another gear, a higher gear, not thinking I was in the highest gear already. So that being up there is just that much of a bonus, because now those false attempts to go into a higher gear are now eliminated, because I'm told, well, I'm in a higher gear at this point. So I think that is like a big bonus for me, Sorry, got to put the camera back on the bike. I do like the key fob. The key fob is here. Once you leave roughly 8 feet from the bike will not start. And I like that. And once you back up out of the vicinity of this key fob, I noticed on many occasions the lights were flashed because there's an alarm or silent alarm on the bike. Still learning that as we go, but I think that's a cool feature. If I was to set my keys over there, as far as when my car is on the driveway, and come back to turn the bike on, it wouldn't cut on. So this is real neat. This is real cool. And last but not least is the oil. I did not know that there was 3 oils that need to be changed during your regular maintenance. So to my surprise, when the guy at the shop told me, I picked the bike up. I typically do all my maintenance myself on my bikes, but in this case, I knew I was rolling. I was already pressed for time. What I did was I picked the bike up, drove an hour and a half back home, dropped the bike off at the shop, ran over to DMV to go get it registered. So I had to have someone else do the oil change. And to my surprise, they had to change the oil, primary and transmission fluid. That's pretty much standard on a Harley Davidson, unbeknownst to me. Well, I'm typically used to just doing oil and filter, pong, you're done. Now you're talking about primary oil, transmission, and oil every service. So I'm like, wow, I wonder how much that is at the Harley dealer. I called the Harley dealer. They told me $425, and I said, wow. So I actually got it done for $175 from a local shop near me, really good shop. So they did it for $175. All three oils got me out the door, in and out, bum, and that is my review of the Street Glide. I really like it. I intend on taking many trips on it, safe trips, that is. Got it on the jack stand right now because I want to go ahead and adjust this brake lever. I think it's a bit too high for my feet. I feel like I have to move my foot up a bit too high to get up on that brake. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that to my liking. And shortly coming up, I'm going to be replacing this seat, going back to the stock seat. I would prefer that. And some 10-inch apes. That's the goal, as well as some lowers. And that's it for the things that I didn't know about the Street Glide. You may or may not have known these things, but if you did, you watched this video just to look at a beautiful Street Glide. If you didn't, you watched this video, you learned something. Peace out.